If you can go back to the first time we met, what advice would you give yourself regarding being in a relationship with me? It's a great question right there.
How do you think my relationship with my family is affecting our relationship?
I mean, your parents don't know about Pam, so one of our friends is gonna see us and snitch on you.
It's like someone sends the link to my parents.
Describe the moment you realized I was in love with you. That's gonna be easier.
It was the first time I noticed that you liked me, like, was when I went on my solo trip to Maryland. Mm. And you were like saying, oh, the house isn't clean. And I'm like, is this your way of telling me you miss me? But then the first time I realized you loved me was that night at the bar at the 19th hole. And it took you half an hour of walking in circles to say it. But then you finally were like, I think I love you. So that's when you finally were like able to open up and say that you loved me.
I'm glad you didn't tell the whole story because that was embarrassing.
Okay. What do I bring you that none of your other partners did?
I just know you're down for me. Like, I know that no matter what I do, like, when I asked you a question the other day too, like, if I did something crazy, it's like, can I tell you about it or are you gonna turn me in? Like, I know that you're really, it's just that feeling of having a true life partner and just everything that comes with, like, that peace, that comfortability, that safety, that like best friend feeling. Like, I'm never alone. Like, I never feel like I'm alone. Even when, you know, we're a world apart for a month or whatever it is, traveling and stuff, like, I always feel like, I know if I call you, you're gonna pick up. I know if I text you, you're gonna tell me the right thing. Like, I just know that it's real love, I guess.
Okay.
What's the thing we should really talk about but haven't yet? And why?
What's the thing? There's nothing we haven't talked about. We've hit every major thing.
There has to be something, Pri. Just say the truth.
There has to be something. Do you have something we haven't talked about?
No,
exactly. So no, me neither.
There has to, Pri, but like, that's the thing, man. Because when I caught you out with little things, like, granted it wasn't anything super serious, oh yeah, well, I forgot about that thing. You had things to say. So
no, I didn't want to tell you about, and you found out, that's fine. We were gonna find out eventually, I just wasn't ready to tell you. But we spoke about, like, my views in marriage, your views in marriage, like, kids, like, we've hit every topic. It's not like there's no secrets or anything like that. Like, you know everything already. We're open books. So
I would love to, I do believe that's true. I do genuinely believe that's true, but you know, like, there's always that, like, corner of your mind. Like,
it's like, what's the real story? No, there really isn't. Like, I think the major things I kept, and you know why, but we've already spoke about it, so there's nothing else that, like.
I did understand all the things that the couple things that you did not fully disclose to me, but those don't make me as mad. Like, okay, you didn't even know for sure if you're gay or bi or whatever term you want to use, so you couldn't ultimately express that to me if you didn't know for yourself. But the things that really make me mad are the stupid little things. And it's like, I get it, like, there's like the little white lie. It's like, all right, it's insignificant, I'm not gonna say it, but that's what really makes me mad, because it's like, if this is true, that there is nothing that we haven't talked about, why do you have to hide like a little thing? Like, if you know I would want to know, you should just disclose it, or not just disclose it, but don't intentionally lie about it if something comes up.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but there isn't. It's like, we already went through those things, and now it's like, okay, why would I ever do that again? You know?
Better be.
Okay. Oh, when are you jealous most, and why?
I mean, the last thing that I could think about was on New Year's, when tried to dance with you. But I know his ass was just dumb drunk. But like you handled it right. But I'm thinking like, did you handle it right because you see me right there?
Yeah, when he did that, I was like, what is he doing? Yeah. Am I supposed to answer that too?
I mean, yeah, if you want to. Nah, I want you to.
When am I most jealous? Well, before Pam came along, I was jealous when I accepted it, but I was jealous when you were with other, like even on dates or something with other girls.
Always, like even towards the end? Like obviously in the beginning, because it was like a new thing.
Yeah, in the beginning it was really bad. It was like, ugh, like I'm accepting this because I know that's him, but like one day he'll be over it. And then now it's just like, I think it kind of like, I'm cold to it. Like you're kind of numb, but it's still there. Like,
Well, even saying cold and numb, that doesn't make it sound good. Like you're at peace with it.
Yeah, I'm at peace with it, but it's not. But sometimes I'm still jealous, a little bit.
I don't understand that when it's like you enjoy the other girls as much as I do. So why?
We were together, but you had them before when I wasn't together.
I suppose. Me or you?
You.
If you haven't cheated already, what is a circumstance where you would?
I wouldn't. I feel like if we get to the point where I feel like I want to be with someone else, there's our relationship is at a point where there's no repair, you know?
Girls always say that though, like girls.
You got the question, ask whatever you want.
Yeah, no, I already, well, you guys already told me I was coming, so I'm not gonna ask that because it made me look like I'm needy and stuff. And I think, but that is a question I want to know because like anybody would in some instance, like there has to be some type of scenario.
People do it. I don't understand the people that do, but I feel like that's a huge disrespect to yourself, and I feel like I always try to protect my image. I always had that in me. I feel like that's a huge disrespect to the other person, and that's just a shitty thing to do. Like, I don't think you would ever put yourself in that position, you know?
No, I do like that, and I believe, I like you because of your values and you really do feel that way, but I guess what I want to know from that, and I guess it's harder too because we are open. It's like, if you say you want to, play with this girl or whatever, we just do, like it's not cheating, so it's already harder to cheat because we're just open about that. But I guess what I'm saying, what would cause you to want to
leave?
Yeah, like whether it's cheat or break up me, if that's the case, where do you draw the line that's something irreparable that I would do to you?
I think there's things you just don't, like, you don't touch, like family, and you know how much I value my family, so like if you purposely brought something up to them and I wasn't ready, I think that would ruin things because I would lose trust in you. I feel like stuff like, you know what, you always joke about it, like, oh, we're gonna have a whole bunch of girls. Like, I could never feel, Pam, that was something that inside of me I really wanted to, or, I wanted to experience that as well. So
you want it privately.
But I wanted it more privately versus where it's like, if you really wanted to have a whole bunch of girlfriends, I don't think I could do that. Like, I would cross, like, no. Like I tell you all the time, like, you could continue exploring yourself, but there has to be like respect. If I felt like you didn't respect my values anymore, and if you can't put a stop to that, then it's like, no, I wouldn't want to do that.
I mean, that's hard though too, because like, if it's something that you want, you shouldn't be afraid to showcase it publicly. Like, you're not gonna have a relationship in the dark or in the closet, like stuff like that. So
no,
if
but
you
I
did
wouldn't want to have you like, oh yeah, I have 10 wives.
Well, that's something that you don't actually want. But I mean, like for the situation with like poly or in general, or experimenting with girls, or just anything that you want. Like even when you say like, if I can't respect your values, I don't respect some of them. Like I don't respect that you. Not respect, but it's like when we had that conversation, I think it was in Switzerland again, you're saying like, oh, da-da-da, like, why can't you just let everybody believe what they want? Like, if I want to believe in God and da-da-da, it's like, that is one thing. It's like you've already opened up and like tore down these barriers and accepted new thoughts. with plenty of things. So I think that eventually you will be able to consider that without feeling like, because I was the same way. Like I was raised Catholic and everything too, and I would think like, oh no, I can't even say that. Like this is, I'm gonna go to hell if I even think this. I think if you choose to believe in God, whichever one, when we say God, you're referring to a specific one. Like if whatever one you want to believe in, I feel like you still need to be able to tear down all those barriers and not care, and be able to think about that. Like, okay, probably there's not, like, where does this put me in the world? And then that opens your mind up to more stuff. So I'm not gonna respect all your values forever. So that's why I always ask you too.
That's always
like, if
the religion one, which is why I don't, like, I still think that if you can believe in whatever you want to believe, but I'm going to believe in mine, and you have your faith and you have mine, it's going to be fine.
So boom, look at you getting caught in lies, because the question was, what do you avoid talking about? And you avoid talking about the religion stuff.
I do.
For that reason.
For that reason, because we have different views.
That's the thing that scares me, is I'm not going to respect all your values forever. There are things that will have to, like, change, but what is the biggest sacrifice you have made that I haven't acknowledged? Are you thinking about a lot of things trying to pick one, or you can't?
I'm thinking, well, it's not stuff that I've sacrificed. It's just like, I'd say I sacrificed a regular relationship, like people, like the normal relationship. But it turned out into something better, you know? Like we're not a regular couple. Like, I don't expect you to, like, oh my God, marry me, you know? Like, stuff that I thought, growing up, I thought would be, like, normal, like, that's gone. That's way far gone, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking, like, I always give you credit for the changes that you make and stuff, but you sacrifice everything. Like, you sacrifice your idea of, you know, like, just the traditional marriage, like, just with, you know, like, your Brazilian values or whatever.
I think that's the biggest thing, that's what I sacrificed, like, traditional marriage, because that's not you at all. So even like today we were talking about engagement rings, or you sent me that picture and I'm like, what is this man doing? It's like, could I consider that again? You know?
For healthcare.
So, I mean, yeah, I think if it's a sacrifice, that I think you acknowledge all of them. Like, you know that I would never have explored, like, poly or threesomes or girls or in general. So I think I sacrificed the normal relationship.
Yeah, even that stuff, like, that was what I was really worried about you before too, because I'm thinking if you explore that stuff with me, I think ultimately you're gonna grow because of it. You're gonna be happier within yourself. But I'm just thinking, like, what if it's the wrong choice and you don't do that, but you don't feel bad about anything?
No. Why do you love me?
I feel like I kind of answered that this whole time. Maybe, like, you're, yeah, like, you're just that, you're that feeling of, like, home when I'm laying face first on cement thinking I'm gonna die. You know, like, even when we're having, like, fun, like, you know, when me and the guys take the trips or whatever, it's just like, yeah, this is fun, but, like, this isn't what I care about. Like, this is good right now, but if I had to never do this again, you know, fuck this thing. Like, I would rather be with you and have the array of ups and downs that we have, but actually means something. Like, I love you because I know you're always gonna be with me through all the adventures that we have, and we're gonna be able to laugh back on them like we did today and all the time. And you're gonna keep me safe. You're not gonna let me go off the edge. I think you really love me. You're not gonna let nothing bad happen to me.
Yeah, I was searching for you that day. Because you checked yourself out. Like, where'd you go?
You gotta answer it.
I love you because from the very first day you've been so honest with me, minus a few things, but we talked about that later. But you've been so honest and so true, and I think that's hard to find. And people ask me all the time, like, how do you do it? Because they could never. Like, and they just don't see, like, how loyal and how, like, I feel so safe, and, like, you're always, like I grow so much with you, and I feel like I'm a better woman by your side. I just feel so loved and cared for, and you have a weird way to show it, but I love it. Like, you care about the things I care about. You care that I care for my family. You care. I love how, like, you don't show it often, but I wish you did more. But like your love for, like, even animals. It's just like, I love that heart. So I love that.
Me too.
So yeah.
That was the last one.
That was it.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Mimi at The Skin Deep. If you want to be a part of our community, if you want to join our movement, you can subscribe to our newsletter at theskindeep.com/subscribe. Thank you so much.